talking about the CEO, I'm going to say something that's slightly provocative, which is...
Oh, you do surprise me, Rachel.
I know I'm never, ever known for saying provocative things. I actually think that we should spend a lot more time thinking about the chief of staff role as not an equivalent to, but certainly on the same sort of career trajectory as a CEO.
Yeah.
Because when you become a CEO, you don't think, what do I do after this? Where do I go? There's no promotion potential, right? John Podesta in the White House was not thinking about his next move when he was chief of staff in the White House. And if we acknowledged that chiefs of staff actually have tremendous power and influence, that they are on par with the CEO in that they extend their presence, to the extent that they extend an executive's presence, that's important. And I think that we just fail to sort of recognize that the chief of staff is a pinnacle. I keep saying this. It's a pinnacle. It's not a pit stop. It's not something that you do on the way to something else. And that's why I'm just going to plug this for a moment because it's just the perfect time to do so. The chief of staff readiness assessment is actually valuable here because essentially what we're saying to people is, you're a particular kind of person. You're wired in a particular way where you have no interest in being the CEO. You have no interest in going out and doing your own thing and running the entire organization. You have a very particular low ego and you care about working behind the scenes and helping people become their best selves. And in order to do that, you have to be wired a particular way. So I would even question the entire basis of the thinking around, where do I go from here? The reality is, you either go to a more complex organization to be a chief of staff there. I just don't believe that we should assume that chiefs of staff want to then become part of a vertical that's a P&L, right?
Two things from that I took. The first is, if you're going into the role thinking it's a stepping stone, you're always looking for your exit.
Yeah.
And it's not an exit type role. It is a destination.
Yes.
The other side of that is when I see organizations that are scaling and growing and saying, oh, the chief of staff, they can become head of this or VP of that. But as the organization is scaling and growing, it's getting more complex, which means that chief of staff role is even more. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for? Essential. That's the word I'm looking for. Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
And then the current sort of guidance, if you look at any, I don't know, VC just putting their stuff out there. I can't even speak. It's so stupid. How can some of the most intelligent people in the world get this so wrong? So you're saying we have someone really, really good. We're going to put them in this role for a maximum of 2 years, 18 months to 2 years. Then we're going to move them out so that they're just then concentrating in one area instead of the skills that they've gained across the whole organization. The organization is growing, and then we're going to bring in another entry-level person to do that more complex role in our organization that has got bigger and do the same thing over and over again. I mean,
and look, it's crazy
of doing the same thing and expecting different results